I wanted to go to Ghana for the last couple of years.
Why Ghana specifically?
I was gonna go to the Door No Return in 2020.
What is that?
The Door No Return is where the slaves, that was the last place they walked out of before they boarded the ships to, be sent throughout the diaspora for enslavement. Whether it's and if I'm explaining this right, not just America, I'm pretty sure that it was the Caribbean and everywhere else.
Yep, South America, Central America, North America. Yep.
So I just wanted to go to Ghana for the past couple of years because everybody was just telling me how amazing Ghana was. Like literally, everybody was like, "Oh, the nightlife is crazy, the food is crazy. You did your ancestry test, you're 97% West African. Like that's where you should go." So I just wanted to go, and it was absolutely, positively incredible. Let me tell you something about service in Ghana.
Yeah.
It is the nicest, most terrible service you will ever receive.
Talk to me.
These people are so nice. These people are so loving. When they say welcome home, they really mean that. I don't know, but that is one thing that you even hear people from Ghana talk about. They talk about like that is something that we have to tighten up, especially being that we're getting such an influx of tourists, not just from America, but from Europe. There's so many black people from so many different places going to Ghana. You know what I mean? I still had a great time. I mean, I put it like this, the wait is worth it. I only had that experience in one restaurant. Every other time I had to wait, it was like room service. And then once you understand that they move on their own time, I did say that a few times. But, other than that, man, it was an incredible experience. I think everybody should, go, whether you're black, whether you're white, whatever, just because, like, even the slave castles, man, Cape Coast Castle, and I think it's Elmina Castle.
Okay.
And it's just like, it's really slave dungeons, so it shows you where the slaves were held captive, the female dungeons, the male dungeons, the dungeons that they sent the unruly slaves who they could not get to, compromise or conform in any way, shape, or form. They would just literally throw.
And yes, before we went on the break, Desi gave us a breakdown of what Charlamagne the God was talking about after he spent some vacation in Ghana, his overview of customer service in here. And if you listen carefully, he was, I think it was more of an oxymoron, trying to say that it was bad in a nice way. That indeed, customer service is bad. And that is what we will be looking at on the show right now. And let me note that despite he talking about customer service, he also mentioned something about how Ghanaians hate petty crime. All they need to hear is thief, Julo, and you get a beating of your life. He actually lost his shoes for 25 minutes, but got it back. I mean, Desi, you actually brought my mind to this particular video. What was the first thing that came to mind when you saw this particular video?
Well, it's just nice when people come to your home and then when they go back to wherever they find themselves and, they've got to say some nice stuff. I mean, it was really cool watching the podcast and talking about coming to Ghana, the experience in Ghana. He was comparing Ghana to South California. I haven't been to South California, but I should think that that will look like Ghana. I mean, as he puts it. He talked about visiting the Elmina castles, all of the Cape Coast castle, talked about the dungeon, being there with his family, and, the awareness that it brought to him and everything. So that is the kind of projection that we want to have for ourselves as a country, not a make me one. These are the kind of things I want to hear about our country, that people come here and enjoy themselves here and go back. And that is how they become agents or ambassadors of trying to get people back in here throughout the year or the next December in Ghana initiative or when it comes down to that. So it was good. Then he mentioned the part that he didn't like. And, the podcast, when you start listening to it, his other colleague who was there started talking about the fact that he went to Colombia and things were not too nice in Colombia, things like that. And then he started also he should start with the negative bit. This has been something that, as Ghanaians, he even said it, that as Ghanaians, it has become normal for us. I mean, we've talked about it and we are like, every year, Charlie, we need to work on our customer service. We need to work on it. So we are used to it. But for foreigners who come into the country, this is different to them. They do not experience these things wherever they find themselves. So it's very difficult for them to understand that you order food and then it's got to take a lot of hours before the food comes in. You're going to a place and you're trying to get something and then people are trying to act in a certain way. And it's so unlike them So it becomes difficult for them to accept that. I was saying that even during the December in Ghana, all the events that happened, people went out thinking that, these car services, the boats, the Yangos, all of those things, people can, just order, have your cars coming. But those of us in Ghana, you know what the situation is where people, some of the drivers will say, Yanko offline. And I say, Honowa.
What was the price?
Yeah, what was the price? I'm not going to go. And I mean, I've not been to the States. I've not been to some of these places. I may not talk for them. But with the experiences that we have in Ghana and with the people who come in, trying to have fun, this is a serious stand-up for them. We saw on social media a number of people who were making a video of a lady who was at a Afrochella and she was so mad, making noise that the driver, blah, blah, blah.
Right, and they're like, hey, you are not used to this.
I had also seen saying, at the Independence Square, that was the 31st into the 1st January, the fireworks thing.
Yeah.
This lady called, had booked the boat or whatever it was. The car came in, sat in the car. Now the driver says he cannot go. Because the place is fine, the amount is not equal to it. He gets it. And this lady came out angry, blah, blah, with the accent.
And then she starts tweeting, and then the world gets to know that this is what is happening in Ghana.
You get it. So I'm going to report you to writing all of that. These are some of the things. That's why the other time, when Adam was, we're talking about if all the people in the value chain were trained to understand the importance of this to us as a country, because it's a long list from those at the airport. In fact, it starts from online. So as they are in their countries, they know they are coming to Ghana. Obviously, they really think about Ghana. And then they come in from the airport to the cab driver, to the tour guide, to the food that they order, the people who take care of that, to the events that they will attend, to the vendors they will see at programs. All of these things forms part of the mindset that people will form about us if things are not done well in that manner. And so, for me, it is something that we need to work on seriously. And it goes to all of us. One way or the other, we all act like the typical Ghanaian. Right. And that shouldn't be so. Unless from the GTA was here at the time said that they met with vendors, met with people in the value chain. But really, it looks like there's a lot more that we need to do in order to stop some of these things, in order to make sure that people who come into the country have a good time chilling, a good time that they know that their phones will not get missing. And I mean, with Mickey Moon, that was shown that, when it comes to these things, we'll be able to combat them. But we need to let every single person in the value chain work to make sure that we are promoting Ghana as we have planned, that Ghana is a destination. Because who wants to come to a place where, after that your phone is missing, after that customer service is really poor, you want food, you want this, you're not getting it, you're stranded. Imagine being stranded in someone's country. Yeah. That's going to be crazy. That's really
crazy. And late last year, or around June thereabout, Times Magazine brought out this, that Accra is the best place to visit. Yeah. In the whole of Africa, the best place. And now I think that these reviews also adds up to we being the best. I mean, probably the year of return, things were that good, and hence the reason why Times Magazine named us as the best place to visit in Africa. I am sure things are going to be different this year. Absolutely. Probably will be around 10 thereabout.
Or maybe 20.
20. Helen, what about you? When you saw it, were you sad that, okay, this is said about your country?
Yeah, I mean, everything he said in that interview is super complimentary, apart from the part of customer service. And I was like, wow, sometimes we do certain things in this country thinking that, we're just being ourselves, we even have Ghanaian time. So, I mean, it goes a long way to tell about we have accepted certain things that are not good, and because we think that it is us, so that is it. But then again, someone comes to experience us, and he goes out there to talk about us, creating a bad image, because indeed, if others are seeing this, then some people might even be hesitant to come to Ghana the next time, because if I'm to come to Ghana, I order a ride, which on a normal day should be easy. I order a ride, he comes to pick me, I pay, and I'm gone. But yeah, the story is different. So someone says, I can't come. Another one says, you have to cancel. Another one says, the money is too small, and different stories. And it was like a lot of people that visit this country, it's strange to them. They can't believe it. It's not done anywhere. So I think moving forward, especially Bolt drivers, younger drivers, Uber drivers, can do something about it. I don't know if they need some sort of training to change their ways.
Sorry not to cut you, but I think that Uber wants to leave the country.
Oh.
They want to take their services away because of how drivers are going about the app and how riders are always complaining.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it seems a lot. I heard a lot
It's
of.
not good for our image at all.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
I hear a lot of the drivers have even been banned from that app. They've been blocked. They can't use their app again. So it seems that the complaints are too much. And it's because of their behaviors, which is rather unfortunate because it's frustrating, really. So I think moving forward, they should just change their ways. And with hotels, restaurants, sometimes you go to a restaurant and it will take hours for them to cook. It's as if they are not going to the market to actually buy stuff to come and cook, which shouldn't be the case. You say that is what you're doing. So you should be ready anytime for it. But people should not come and it's as if you are not ready. It's unfortunate, and I think something can be done. The earlier, the better.
Well, I for one will say that this podcast alone will go ahead to impact a lot.
Yeah.
Some might think that, okay, it's nothing, it's just one person. But no, sometimes when you're doing something, you go online to check reviews.
Right.
And it will be there. The internet does not forget.
Right.
A first timer coming to Ghana will be like, okay, let me go and read more about. And some people really take these things seriously.
True.
For us, we are used to it. But it's something that we really need to talk about. The tourism, we as Ghanaians, we all need to be part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I used to think that Ghanaians are more receptive towards the foreigners. They give them a different treatment when it comes to foreigners. But it looks like, I don't know whether if the economy being the way it is.
Because sometimes they even take more money from them.
You know, I'm wanting us to draw the attention to the creative space or to tourism. That is our entertainment space. If a lot of people come in and have these bad experiences, as Harriet said, it would be put online, and then it would then inform the decision of several others whether they're going to come or not. Because some people may not be able to stand these things. And that's where the problem is, that we say that it's a Ghanaian problem. So we are used to it.
Normalize
And
it.
I'm not saying that we should also fake it out because of the bees who come in or the foreigners who come in. So let's just act like, oh, that's how, like, oh, the two go will come out. No. It should now become a part of us that we see customer service as just the right thing to do. Because if someone is coming into your country and the person is having all of these bad feelings, it is not right. Look at the numbers we want to drive. The GTA said that they expected over 1 million people in the country in the final quarter for December in Ghana.
Right.
I'm sure that they must have achieved that target and over. But this may be one of the complaints that will come to them, that going forward, it needs to be worked on.
Right.
It needs to be worked on so much that the complaints will be less, because it's not just about Charlamagne. Charlamagne he's on TV, he's a radio person, he's on the podcast.
Right.
So
That's
what he
why we are even hearing
what
about
he
it.
says will be out there. But a lot more people who we do not know
would go anonymous.
Right.
To give
We'll
reviews.
go out there and say that, you know what, Charlie, I chill pan, but but this part of it today, it's not really cool. So for me, I think that's something that we need to work on. The GT has a huge thing on their hand that they need to work on, so that when you have people coming in, if the bus says 10 o'clock, the bus needs to be there at 10 o'clock to pick people up to, people who are going around the country on tours. If they give 10 o'clock, for someone who is outside the country who comes in, the person will be there by 9:30 or 10.
Yeah.
If the bus is not there, for us we say, then talk say 10, but they're going to move like 12.
11.
So for us the Ghanaians, we will know how it may be like, but it is not a good thing.
Yeah.
It will really impact our tourism industry. It needs to be something that needs to be worked on, really, before do something about that.
And I think GT, I'm sure they are watching, they should really do something, bring something, a plan, something that will, you guys are looking at billions revenues from the creative industry. So definitely you have to put in place measures to be able to, retain that hospitable nature that we have and not go about destroying our customer service. This is the first time that I have heard an outsider go all out talking about our customer service. And if it goes on like this, it won't be good for us, especially looking at the revenue GTA is expecting from the creative industry.
And it's just the same thing. You go for the concert, you have a band that says VVIP.
You're right.
But you get there, then they tell you that you cannot get inside.
Right.
Or you get there, they'll say this.
Yeah.
A lot
different stories.
You know, a lot of the bug. I mean, the organizers, they do all the events. They're super cool. But this is also part of the customer service.
Yeah.
You give out a message that, they should come and take their tax, or they should go online and go and register. They register, they come to the gate, and you're saying that you cannot find their names, or you're giving some excuses. Charlie,
that's why some people don't even believe in online stuff.
Yeah.
Because if we do stuff
we are
online,
not there
like,
yet.
Right.
When it comes to online, we are not
some
there
people would
yet
rather
at
want to
all.
wait and go and buy tickets at the gates instead of buying it online.
So when you do this
It's
online
60
thing,
minutes and
go online and go and purchase your ticket, and then I'll go on and go and do all those things. I'll get to the gate. I'll tell you that this is my online. You say no, it should have been like this. The
Right.
ticket color should have been like this for VIP. Oh, VIP is full. VVIP is some way. It is all part of the customer service that we are talking about. And a lot of them, the second day that I couldn't enter the Elwak Stadium, the Africhella, can't you see the buggers?
We're so pissed.
I have my band, or my just said they were angry because they know that when they're going for a concert somewhere, they have the band which shows that it's VVIP.
Right.
But then you tell them that the place is full, you cannot allow them in. How did the place get full?
really
So
need
you
to
didn't
do-
check that before saying that
They really need to
selling
do
the
something
tickets
about
out.
it.
That is a huge problem. So, I mean, just before we go, let me say happy birthday going out to Vicential Violet Ofori of Radford University. More grace and favor in your new age. Vicential Violet Ofori from Radford University. Happy birthday going out to you. And I've got another birthday I'm going to do quickly, and then we wrap it up. This one says that happy birthday to our son and brother, Master Robertson Wedam Apaya of Christ the King International School, Accra. Very lovely happy birthday to you. Today is your birthday from your father, mother, Mr. and Mrs. Robert Apaya, and your siblings, Pascaline and Joseph. So, Harriet, that's it.
So yes, this is where we bring an end to the show. Finally, Friday is here. I mean, when we end the show, you just know that we are moving on to a different day, and tomorrow is going to be fun and exciting. So make a date with us. My name is Harriet Teddy Desifade.
Yeah, my name is Desifade and the Star Boy. Yep.
And I'm Helena
The lady-
Nyeweja. You can call me Helen K.
Anyways, up next is Newsflash. Do not change your channel.